Hello, everybody. So last week we covered the topic of the art of allowing as well as the state of receiving, and we explored just that facet of 10 minutes a day. This challenge is for those that wish to take that a little bit further, and I will also dive deeper into what it actually means into the state of receiving. What is that? So because when we first realize that we're not in a state of receiving, sometimes it can be a big shock, kind of like, I thought that I was asking for things, but I guess I'm not really allowing those things to happen and unfold. So especially with me being a very results-oriented person, I tend to get very frustrated when I don't see results. But it all goes back to being able to be in this state of mind for a more consistent time. And there's this very popular folklore myth that's out there about a grandfather telling his grandson about the two wolves that are battling over his heart. So of course the little kid's just like, oh my God, what's happening? And then the grandfather is explaining, well, you see, grandson, this black wolf is here, and this black wolf is trying to tell me all of the bad things about myself, all of the things that I've done wrong, and he tries to encourage me to keep feeding worry, and so he goes on about this black wolf, and then the white wolf, on the other hand, is telling him all the good thoughts that he should do about his gratitude practices, about being thankful, and about doing nice things for other people. And so he's talking about this struggle that's going on in his heart, and the grandkid's just like, Grandpa, which one wins? And the grandfather simply says, the one that I feed. So we can take wisdom from this story and be able to say, am I being in the am I being in the state of receiving all the time? Or am I choosing to not participate in this? So if you want to take it to the next step, try having it go throughout your day. So don't be too hard on yourself, and this is just a simple focus. But being in the state of receiving is actually about your mind frame and about how you are feeding certain aspects of yourself when you do have some of those thought patterns that come up that lead to anxiety, that lead to stress. And so you start doing things without waiting for a response. So by being able to cultivate a balance, we are able to kind of switch from one thing to another. So my challenge is to be able to find the thoughts that are disruptive and to be able to kind of quiet them and be in the state of receiving longer. So instead of just making time aside for 10 minutes, which is a great way to start, 10 minutes a day, and then instead being in this state of receiving by being happy, by being able to attract those things to yourself that you know is within you. Sandra Ingerman is a very big proponent of saying your macrocosm reflects your microcosm. So what is going on in your external universe, which is a reflection of what's going on inside of you? There's a reason why it's coming up, at least for me, because I'm a shamanic practitioner, so I see the interconnectedness and the interrelatedness between all things. So what I found as a personal struggle was being able to connect to some of these bigger energies and stay in the flow, because I noticed that every time that I started feeding my anxieties, or every time that I started feeding those choices which brought me out of the state of receiving, because I felt like I had to do something in order to feel worthy. I felt like that I had to keep doing something or creating something in order to be something in the world. So it's about being able to stop and not just allowing yourself to continue down that road, but just about focusing in on those thoughts that you have throughout the day. So Sandra Ingerman again has this mindfulness app that you can have a little dinger that goes off every now and then, so then that way you can stay in the act, or in the mode of receiving. And this is a great practice to bring in, and it's one of those things of when you consistently keep doing it, then you'll really notice a shift in your life. So really think about what it means to be in a state of receiving. And the challenge is, instead of 10 minutes a day, try doing it all day. and being able to see if you can catch yourself being harsh on yourself, if you can catch yourself doing without waiting for a response. So this is the time when we can really stop and be aware of when we are in the flow and when we're making a flow. So it's really about the art of allowing, about asking for something and then being able to receive it. So there you go. Have a good one.